Like I'm not really like I don't pick fights with people. You know, it's kind of like the natural hair thing is a really good example. Like I say, I think that this is like a really great metaphor for so many things, right? So, for instance, I don't really believe in telling women what they ought to do with themselves. Well, first of all, I don't believe in telling women what they ought to do with themselves. A woman has to negotiate her reality and her environment on her own terms. I don't deal with other women's lives; they don't deal with mine, right? I don't get into your business; don't get into mine, right? I respect a woman's right to choose, and I respect the challenges she's faced with, right? I like to think that as a woman, I can appreciate her challenges and I understand the complexities of her life. So I respectfully leave her to it. Now, hair, similarly. I have natural hair. I don't feel the need to go out and tell women about how, it's wrong for them to straighten their hair. Mind you, I do believe in sharing information in and around health. But let's assume that there were healthy ways to straighten your hair. Let's assume that there are healthy ways to straighten your hair. I'm not going to tell you to straighten your hair. I don't feel that that's my job as a natural hair girl. My job is to flex my hair, rock with it, feel good about it, and that's my job. That's it. By virtue of who I am, I represent myself, right? And my philosophies and my choices. Right? I'm not out there trying to convert you, right? It's not my job. I kind of feel like that about everything. Like I'm not out here trying to sway people. I just sort of share my journey, share my life, share my ideas. that's it. That's what I do. And I mean, sometimes I'm earnest about it. So a lot of times when I talk, it's just really serious, like really like serious. And I don't even think I'm all that serious as a person. I like to laugh. Like I like funny people. I like to, even with serious things, I like to laugh. I like for life to feel good. I mean, life is hard. I don't really care who you are, what strata you live. Life is difficult. Life is challenging, right? I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. I want to be around people who feel, and not have a good time at the expense of others. I'm not down for that. I mean, have a good time from in here, right? I like to make myself laugh, which I do that quite a bit. I think I'm funny as hell. But I feel like I enjoy myself and I enjoy people and I enjoy enjoyment, and that's how life should be, right? I don't feel like the drudgery and no. That's not me. I'm not that person. But sometimes I get on here and I go record the stuff and it's really like deeply earnest and like, oh my God, and because I'm tired and I'm going through shit. I like to while out and have a good time. I mean, while out, like just chill, like vibe, just cool, just, we can philosophize and we can laugh, we can have some jokes and, da 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 da, and on to the next thing, like that, like just, come up with cool stuff, just like that, like that's it. I'm not complicated. I'm like no, straightforward, like straight up. I dig it or I don't dig it. I don't hate it if I don't dig it. I just don't dig it, right? I'm just like, it's not for me, and then I'm on to the next thing. Because I'm a fix-it girl. I'm solution oriented. And I believe this comes from being a dancer, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so I read this article a long time ago. Long time ago. I read this article about, this is right when I was graduating from fine arts, right? And it was about dancers, and it said that dancers make really good employees because we have a lot of transferable skills, and there's an attitude about dancers where dancers genuinely feel like they can kind of do anything. And I remember reading that and thinking, that's weird, but that's kind of how I feel. I kind of feel like I can do anything. Why do I feel like that? And that's when I realized that I think one of the things that comes out of dance, and maybe physicality in general, is that this thing you feel as though you have a lot of dominion over this thing. Like you have a real, maybe not dominion might be the wrong word, but a real partnership with your body. So when you conceive of something, like, so let's say you see a dance move, you see something, you like it, you go, I can do it. And then you do it. So your life consists of conceiving of things or seeing something and then mastering it. And that's your normal everyday reality. That's your existence as a physical person. And that translates into how you see yourself. You start to see yourself as this person that's just kind of like when you're presented with something, you kind of figure it out and you can do it, right? And so there's always this philosophy and approach that is sort of a fix-it sort of thing where you can just sort of apply yourself and shape yourself and become that thing. And that's how I see that. And that's genuinely how I approach things. That's genuinely how I feel about things. Like it's not stress. It's not even really stressful. It's just kind of you evaluate the landscape and then you adapt to it. You become, and then you go. Like that's it. So it's not even about high anxiety. It's just kind of being adaptable. And I think that comes directly from being a dancer, is you become very adaptable by nature, And so yeah, so that's kind of how I feel. That's how I approach life. I'm a fix-it girl. I apply solutions. I believe that there is a solution. There's a way to approach things, all the time.